Good evening, guys. Today we are back with another problem, and today's problem is based on the strings. So in string, what we can see that we will be given a string of s which has lowercase English characters, and we have to determine whether the summation of this x is even or odd. So what we can see is x is the count of the distinct integers characters that occupy the even positions in the English alphabet and have even frequency, and y is the count of the distinct characters that occupy the odd positions in the English alphabet and has odd frequency. Say for example, you take an example as chocolate. So in chocolate, you have to find out the indexing of those. First, you have to find out the total number of count of the odd indexed characters, and then you have to store this in a particular variable called x, and you store in a variable called y. And similarly, you will count the for the even numbers, you will count the number of times the even numbers are coming, number of times the even indexes are coming where you are encountering a word. Say for example, in chocolate, this chocolate C is starting from 0, H is 1, 1 is odd, so the counter of x will equals to 1. And again, the next time it encounters another odd indexed value, then it will increase the counter to the next value. Okay, so similarly, the x and y will be the two counters which will continuously get updated. Lastly, what we have to do is we have to do the summation of x and y, and then we have to check return whether the summation is odd or even, and we are going to return odd or even. Okay, so you can see very clearly in the string s equals to a, b, 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 c, c, you can see x equals to 0 and y equals to 1. So x plus y is x plus 1 is odd, as a occupies first place odd in English. Also, one thing you have to be very careful while doing this particular problem, that the characters has to be distinct characters. So you cannot just count the repetition of characters, has to be taken into account. Okay, so you cannot use the count of the repeated characters. All has to be different in different characters. So let's see this example in Java code. So what you can see in this particular problem is, first we are defining a class solution, then we have a string method which is a string return type, and it is taking into parameter a string. Okay, then we are using a hash map which has the name of the hash map is a frequency map. You can use your own map over here, and we are taking two values in the hash map because we are storing first the character and with respect to the particular integer. So remember, hash map in Java works like this, that it's just like a table where one value corresponds to the another value. So when you're specifying the data type of character, it is basically saying character comma integer, means the position of the character along with its integer index value. Now we are running a loop of character C, and then individually we are putting the frequency map. Inside the frequency map, we are counting the total number of distinct characters, and we are putting it in that one particular frequency map. So frequency map is nothing but the frequency map which is used to count the frequency of each characters in this string. Okay, next we are using two variables x and y. As in the question, you can see x is the count of the even and y is the count of the odd positions. So in x we will store the even ones, and in y we are going to store the odd positions. We are going to iterate through the loop. Over here you can see that we are going to iterate through the loop. In the loop, what we are doing is we are again learning, we are iterating and traversing through a character array of the frequency map. In the position, we are using one base position in the alphabet, and in the frequency map we are putting the values which we are receiving. So character I is character C. Over here we have taken the loop counter as char C. In case of char C, you can use char I, because whenever using the loop counter data type should be the similar data type of the map data type which you are using. Because in the hash map, I have created the hash map of character type. So in the for loop, I have to use the character C. I cannot use int I and I less than equals to the set. No, I have to use character C because it is specifying the particular data type of the type of characters being stored in the frequency map. So you can see in the position C minus of a plus 1, we are using the one based position in all the alphabets, and in the frequency is the variable which will store the frequency map. We will store the value of the particular. Just basically you have to do is, what you have to do is we have to send one particular character, and then that particular character, total number of times that character has occurred, we are going to store in the frequency. So very carefully note one thing, that not only just the count has to be, the count has to be distinct and the count has to be odd or even, and then we will store. No, the frequency has to also match. That's why we are using another variable called frequency to store the frequency of the particular character, right? So then the frequency, we are checking two conditions. If the frequency and both the position is signifying the index, okay, and frequency is signifying the total number of occurrences. So if the occurrence is even and the position of the index is even, then only we are going to increase the count of the odd values, even values. Similarly, what you can see, if it is not satisfying the condition, we are going to increase the count of the odd values. Lastly, what we are going to do is we are going to do a summation of the x and y values we have received. Say for example 4 plus 4, the x is 8, so 8 is modulus 2 is equal to 0, so answer will be even. Similarly, in this case, if it is not coming to an even value, say the value of x plus y is 9, so we are going to return this as odd. So this was all about today's problem statement. I hope you could understand this problem statement. I would like to show you the Python implementation of this problem statement. It's much easier to do the hash map thing in the Python rather than in doing in Java. So you can see we have defined a class, we have defined a function odd and even, which is predefined. In the frequency, which we are storing the frequency of 26 characters, 26 possible characters. So initially we are putting 0 over here, so we are initializing the map to be 0. Then in the frequency, we are counting the frequency of each character in the string. Okay, and x and y we are going to write as same thing which as we have written in the Java code. For position, here you can see I plus 1 based indexing is also followed, and similarly you can see the steps both are equally same. So if you see the Java function once again, you can see for the position we are not using directly position. For position, what we are doing is we are using c equals to minus a plus 1, which is same as that. So over here you can see that a little bit of effort has to be put in defining the hash map, and in Python there is no such thing that you have to define the hash map or something. You can sequentially just store it in the frequency array, and then you can modify it and work it upon your use. So I hope you liked today's problem solution, and if you have any doubts, you can reach me out in the comment section or my LinkedIn profile, which is given in the description. Looking forward to solving more problems. Thank you.